Well, hello again. Hey, everybody. Hey, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. This is, or I am Kim Ainari, and you are at Paradigm Aries. This is where you're landed. You're with me right now. So I want to thank all my followers. Thank you, everybody that has come through to my channel. We had, please like and subscribe. Let's get this channel blowing up. And I would like to do some more live entertainment with you all. Everyone has been great. There are some people that have come through that I know that are actually starting to follow me, and I so appreciate you. You know who you are out there. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, and while I'm talking to you, I need if you guys ever want to follow me on X, I am Ainari on there, so at INNARI, and I kind of put up a little bit more different things on there to let me just message my friend. Let people know I'm back. So I just ended a live stream on David, aka or D4BD, and if you want to look at that, I'll be kind of editing and putting that up for everyone, so we can have a little bit of an update with that. So there's nobody here in the chat, and I'm just gonna see if anybody shows up. I did say I was going to end that one live stream because I didn't want it to be such a mosh podge of different things to talk about. So this one, how many people are into 3IAtlas? Like, how many people are into that, right? And let me see what's going on here. What can I find? So 3IAtlas is an interstellar object. Right now, they're not calling it a comet, which I find interesting, right? And it's doing some really interesting things. What do I think it is? I'm not really sure what it is. Sometimes as I am thinking in my mind that we are not the only ones on this planet, and I just feel like sometimes we go through so much, and it's a lot. We're doing so much out there, right? And so they really are looking at 3IAtlas at this time. Right now, they really can't see it because, it's behind the sun, and we're on the other side of the sun. Earth is. So it's got to come back. It's behind the sun. It's got to come back around, and all eyes will be on it again with probably the Webb telescope, the Hubble, amateur astronomers out there with their telescope, backyard telescopes, if you can really see it. And there's going to be some new things about that, which I find interesting. So it is an interstellar comet, which means it was not within our solar system. What is interstellar? I'm trying to figure that one out too. I mean, how do we know? We're in the Milky Way, right? It's where our planets are located. Sun, our star, the sun. And then there's interstellar out there beyond that. Maybe it did come through the Sagittarius. Thank you. I'm a Sagittarius constellation. I didn't even know about my Sagittarius constellation till a few years ago. So it's interesting how they name things, right? A lot of astrological names out there. And so it came from Interstellar. I'm not even sure they know where in the heck it came from. They don't know. They say Interstellar because it just wasn't in our solar system. And so now it's in our solar system. And what is it going to do once it comes from behind the sun and we're able to see it? I don't know. And it's doing some interesting things. So we know, let me see. You got some other interstellar visitors came, like Oumuamua. That was discovered in 2017, and Borisov was also discovered in 2019. So we have this going on with it, and I'm just so highly curious about it, because what is it going to do, and what does that mean for us? Will it stay in our solar system? I know Oumuamua and the other one just went out of our solar system and just left us. So I'm like, wouldn't that be interesting if it decided to stay and we have it just orbiting around Earth and the other planets where we can actually see it with our bare eyes? Wouldn't that be crazy? What's up, Ghosty? Hello, hello, hello. It's good to see you. So yeah, so this 3IAtlas, because it's the third interstellar, well, that's what it is. They're not saying it's a comet because it's doing some strange things. And yeah, it's really interesting to me. There's so many things out there that's we can't explain, right, Ghost? Things come, they come in. I mean, I've seen a UAP or what, I'm not even sure what the heck it was. I'm not sure what it was, because it was just doing it was a rock with something blowing inside of it, spewing out these. Finally, a ship. Oh man, Ghost. That's interesting. You're saying that, because Stefan Burns, who I do follow, he just blew up, and I have to thank Disclosure Tonight, Thomas Fessler. That is his YouTube channel. I think he was the one years ago that started talking about Stefan Burns, because he's an astrophysicist and he used to be on the Science Channel, and he's really cool. And Stefan is STE, I think it's FAN, if anybody wants to check him out. Burns, interesting last name. I'm not sure if that's his real last name, but so he's been talking about it like every couple of days. And so if you ask me if it's a ship, let's just find out. I actually have my cards here, but I'm not really set up the way I need to set up so you guys can actually see me shuffle. Maybe a little bit would have to be down here of the cards. Let's do one card and ask big boy 3IAtlas, what are you? Are you a mothership? Are you a ship? Are you an anomaly object? Are you a comet? Are you turning into a comet? Are you a UFO, UAP? What are you? So I would just like to do one card, because right now I can't really, well, I don't know. What are you? We're calling you 3IAtlas. Right now you're behind the sun, and Earth is on the other side. It's why none of the telescopes are actually capturing you at this time until you come around from the sun. Oh, this cat here. From the sun and reveal yourself to the Webb telescope, Hubble telescope, and other telescopes around planet Earth. So what are you, 3IAtlas? Are you a mothership? Let's cut one more time. All right. First card down. So for me, here, I'll turn it this way because this, so we're seeing a 5 of Wands. We're doing past. This is present. Future. Interesting. Interesting. So he is actually upright. Let's start with this first card. Let me scoot up a little bit. So we have the 5 of Wands is reversed. Okay. So in my psychic mind, 5 of Wands reverse. What do you guys see here? Let's turn it up. It's upright. So there's actually, this is the Rider-Waite deck, and we see a bunch of people in different clothing, right? And we see these wands. And from what I've read, they're trying to say that the wands are being made into the Star of David, according to the Rider-Waite deck. But it came reverse, and I did a past, present, and future. So if the wands are being released, and these people that are in here, what do we think that could represent this interstellar object? So I'm thinking that it's got a lot of friends. It's got a lot of friends out there. Let's just think out the box. It's got a lot of friends, and maybe they're trying to come into our solar system. So this is the past. So maybe it was friends with Oumuamua or Borisov. You know, that's what the 3 stands for, because we've had 3 interstellar objects come into our solar system, and the other 2, Oumuamua was a comet and Borisov was a comet. We're just not quite sure about 3IAtlas. So maybe big boy 3IAtlas was in talks, maybe friends, but the wands are down, they're reversed. And so they're standing, these people are on a mountain, a hill, they're standing strong. So I kind of like that. And I've always said wands are fire signs, right? So maybe they had a duty to do, a job to do coming into our solar system. That's interesting. All right. And let's see how I can, okay. So the next card is, so this is the 9 of Wands. We got a lot of wands here. And I'm hoping I'm putting the cards up right. Wait, no, it was reversed. I think it was reversed, right? Ugh, Lord have mercy. Senior moments right here. And sometimes it doesn't matter if it was upright or reversed. Just guys, just to let you know, it's just kind of not as strong if the card is reversed. So I'm thinking with it being reversed, and I would have to look to see if it was upright, but this figure is looking at is looking oops is looking at these wands. I wonder what it's worried about. I wonder what big boy 3IAtlas is worried about. It's an interesting card. And for people that get this card a lot in the readings, to me, it's a concern. It's a concern. Is it concerned? Do you think 3IAtlas is concerned about our planet? And I'm not talking politics. I'm just saying, do you think it's concerned about Earth? Because why is it worried? It's a very obvious card, because look at it. He's holding a wand, right? Surrounded behind him with other wands. And the other wands are all standing up straight. And this guy looks like he's war torn. And so being war torn, and look how he's wearing. Oh, it's kind of interesting because I've got my decided because I'm having a bad hair day. How this guy is, I'm thinking it's a male, but it could also be a female. How, like, what is he worried about? What is the concern about? Mm-hmm. So it's a concern. So this is the present, because I did past, present, and future. This is the present. So maybe he's showing, I call it a he. I don't know. I'm just thinking it's a big boy that it's a he. I do. I feel like it's a male. I feel like 3IAtlas is a male. I do. And he's concerned. And I think he's concerned about Earth. All right, last card. So last card is a star. Love this card. It's a major in the major arcana. And so I'm thinking with this card being the future, right? Because we did past, present, future. That is it a mothership? Good question. Nothing stopping it from being a mothership. But do we think that all comets and asteroids and things that come from interstellar community out there, that they're not conscious? Does it have a conscious? Are we all consciously involved in this 3IAtlas? Right? So maybe it's not a mothership, but it's just consciously aware of what it's doing. Will it be absorbed going to the sun and just be absorbed into the sun? We don't know. Will it come around and stay in our orbit and then just go out? That would be a concern. That might be a concern for me about is putting out unnatural gases, as it has some kind of propulsion and a beam in front of it instead of a back like a usual comet. And it seems that it has directed trajectory. There you go. Now, Avi Loeb is amazing. He's an astrophysicist, right? And so, and he's been on many podcasts, News Nation, CNN, Fox News, the last couple of weeks talking about the 3IAtlas. And so he has his own blog, and I'm on his blog. And so right now, 3IAtlas, he's saying, is on the opposite side of the sun relative to Earth. And I already said that. So it's hiding behind the sun. Okay. So now it's interesting. Are you sure you're not psychic? Come on. I mean, ghost, look, if Avi Loeb is saying this on his blog, if 3IAtlas is a massive mothership, it will likely continue along its original gravitational path and ultimately exit the solar system. In that case, the Oberth maneuver, don't know what that is, might apply to the many probes it releases at perihelion towards solar system planets. And I think perihelion means as it gets closer to the sun is when it's at its perihelion. And somebody please correct me if you know that. So he's saying on October 29th, right? And today's the 21st of October. 3IAtlas will reach a perihelion distance of 203 million kilometers. This opportunity time happens to be during the same period when it is hidden from view to Earth-based telescopes. Was this a mere coincidence or a result of orbital design and basic astronautics? You know what I find interesting is, we only have a few powerful telescopes, and the Europeans countries also have their telescopes. They're all in and around our solar system, right? There are hundreds, if not thousands, of comets and asteroids, in our solar system as we speak, right? And they come in, they dissipate. Some of them just, who knows, they dissipate over the ocean, or they go out, or they're just orbiting and then they leave us. So was that a mere coincidence? Like, what the heck is it doing? How come we don't have a telescope behind the sun on that side? I'd like to know. Wouldn't everybody like to know? Can't you get? But there's nothing stationary over there, right? The way Earth is in the solar system, So we don't have anything on the other side of the sun. Duh. So it's not. There's no telescope over there. Why not? Why not? People are like, well, if 3IAtlas comes into our solar system and it looks like it's going to directly hit Earth, is that where the United States, Russia, China is going to show its power? Some things that we don't think they have, like, oh, we can just blow it out of the solar system. Really? What about all the pieces? Where's that going to go? And I will just nudge it. How do you know you can nudge it? How do you know? Maybe it doesn't want to be nudged. Have you ever thought about that? If everything is consciousness, and what is consciousness, right? What if it doesn't care if you try to blow it up? How are you going to do all that? What if it can make itself not be nudged? Then what? Then what are we going to do? Avi Loeb says science is guided by evidence and not expectations. I like that. So I like to say how the number 33 is coming up in Avi's. The diameter is 5 kilometers for 3IAtlas. The solar illumination at perihelion would deliver more than 33 gigawatts of power to its surface. I love the number 33. You guys aren't into gematria, so it's highly a Masonic number. You can look at numerology and the Freemasons who love the number 33. And 33, anytime you see it in the news or anything having to deal with somebody's death or anything like that, it's a very interesting number. And Kim is 33 in numerology, as well as Ainari is 33. Who would have guessed? All right. So as of now, 3IAtlas appears most likely to be a natural comet. But the remote possibility of an O-berth maneuver must be considered seriously as a black swan event with a small probability because of its huge implications for humanity. So since its discovery on July 1st of 2025, 3IAtlas was ranked 4 on the Loeb scale because of 8 anomalies. It's the trajectory of 3IAtlas. The 3IAtlas showed a sunward jet, anti-tail. 3IAtlas is about 1 million times more massive than Oumuamua. Holy mackerel. If you don't know about Oumuamua, that was discovered by the telescope on the island of Hilo. That is, of the chain of the Hawaiian Islands. I've actually been there. I don't remember if I went to the telescope, but that's where that was discovered. Or is it on the big island, Hawaii? God, somebody correct me. I thought it was on Hilo, but I might be wrong. I don't know. But anyway, it was discovered in Hawaii. So they gave it the Oumuamua name. So it's 1 million times more massive than Oumuamua and 1,000 times more massive than 2I Borisov, while moving faster than both. Holy mackerel. This 3IAtlas is a big boy. I'm sorry. It's a big boy. Number 4, the arrival time of 3IAtlas allows it to pass within tens of millions of kilometers from Mars, Venus, and Jupiter and be unobservable from Earth at perihelion. So we know it's closest, it's behind the sun, and it's doing, we don't know what the heck it's doing, right? So it's it's behind the sun. So that's number 4 on Avi's scale of 8 things that is doing kind of strangely. Number 5, the glass plume around 3IAtlas contains much more nickel than iron, and a nickel to cyanide ratio that is orders of magnitude larger than that of all known comets, including 2I Borisov. What the heck? The glass plume. Now, just to let you guys know, Avi wrote this this article, or he uploaded it 2 days ago. So, Ghost, you might be seeing something about what you're talking about that came out yesterday or today. Let's keep going. Number 6 on his scale, the glass plume of 3IAtlas contains only 4% water by mass, a primary constituent of familiar comets. Number 7, 3IAtlas showed extreme negative polarization, unprecedented for all known comets, including 2I Borisov. And number 8, 3IAtlas arrived from a direction coincident with the radio WOW signal to within 9 degrees. So he's going to be, I'm talking about 3IAtlas, is going to be around for several months. They're even talking about the month of December. So, and maybe if it is disguised as a mothership, I mean, I feel that what I saw was cloaked. Okay. Yeah. So they got to wait until October 29th when it comes from behind the sun to see. They don't know what it's going to do. We don't even know what it's doing behind the sun. It's like, why can't asteroids and comets be cloaked? Why can't a mothership, a UAP, be in the form of a comet or an asteroid? These UAPs are sometimes hidden within clouds, right, that we see here on this planet. They can cloak themselves to blend into the trees and the mountains, and then they just appear. We know hundreds of people. Yeah, it's going to come out on the 29th, which is around the corner. It's around the corner. And it's the 29th is going to be interesting. And I'm thinking, depending upon, let me see what day that is. Okay, so that is actually a week from tomorrow. So it's on a Wednesday. So maybe I'll come back on. I have no plans on that day. I'm looking on my calendar. Maybe I'll come on and capture see if there's any other news about that. Because if it comes around from the sun and all the telescopes are pointing at it, and it reveals to be a cloaked something, wouldn't that be interesting? But I like the fact of the star card because it's a beautiful card, right? And it's interesting that it's a star. Our sun is a star. And look at all the stars around it. That represent the Atlas. We see this beautiful person pouring water in this pond of some kind. And it means, to me, the star is such a great card to get in any reading. It's a major. And it's a beautiful card to get. It just means, in my opinion, something, a new beginning, a new start, or a person is happy. You got great news. Life is good. I mean, we got to stop all of this stuff that people are in fear of, comets and asteroids. Look, I've always said, don't live in fear, live in awareness. And so we're looking at all of this, and we're like, yeah, it could be something that would be wonderful for this planet. What if it had other, like Avi is saying, what if it drops off some other probes of some kind? What's stopping it? Would that quiet everybody down if it just released some interesting things, because it's releasing some interesting things already, right? I kind of like that idea. I kinda do. So yeah, so the news of that is just we're gonna have to wait until next week, guys. And I promise I'm gonna try, if I don't have nothing going on, I will be here next week. Try on a Wednesday. And it takes a while for me to wake up, and I know ghosts, I think you're 9 or 10 hours ahead of time here in Vegas. And yeah, it's a lot, but we'll kind of coordinate something where maybe you're at home, or we'll see what's up. But yeah, so let's see what else is going on. Oop. In the world we can talk about, since oh my goodness, I haven't had a darn thing to eat. I did take my vitamins today. Let me see here. See if I can find anything interesting. Not too much. Yeah. Oops. Let me see. Oh, so in our sky tonight, the sun is in Virgo. Makes sense. And the moon is new in Virgo. Mercury is in very favorable conditions for evening observations. There is a couple of comets in our solar system. There's one called Lemon, Lemmon. There's another comet called Swan, Swan. And then the comet Atlas is in Virgo. So we've got all this stuff going on, and it's like so interesting to me. Ghost, let me tell you something. I like to think that a lot of the petroglyphs that are all over the world, and man, as many times as I've been to Arizona, I would like to see that humongous crater. And there's petroglyphs here in Nevada. There's petroglyphs in Las Vegas. There's petroglyphs that a lot of the Native Americans actually scratched on these rocks, painted on the rocks. And some of these, we don't know what they don't look human. They may have two eyes, but they're exaggerated, right? They're exaggerating the eyes, the big old cone heads, or big forehead. May have more than 5 fingers. And it would be interesting to me if something came and it was some kind of a machine. Because in the last UAP hearing from the United States, they talked about these triangle or some rectangular looking mothership that they're so ginormous, larger than a football field or 2 football fields. And to me, they're silent, and it's like my experience with whatever the heck me and two other people saw on out there in Nopa Range was, why do I think we have that capabilities as humans as making something that was ginormous too? We were an ant, and this rock formation and was glowing pink inside and spewing out sparks of blue and pink streaks sparking. The windows were rolled up. There was no music playing. I was on the passenger side. The elderly lady was behind me, and my friend from work was driving her Jeep, and it came right next to us. It was so quiet, but we could hear it. That's what's so strange to me. It sounded like you would turn on a gas barbecue. And I think it came down to say hi. And it was kind of following us for a few seconds, maybe a couple of minutes. And we were just like, oh, I don't know why my friend didn't stop the car. So it came down. I thought it was a comet. It didn't dissipate. It was right next to the car. And I'm thinking, what the heck? And we're all like, what in the world? And it sped up. It did a 90-degree turn, went in front of us, didn't hurt us, and took off between Area 51 and Mount Charleston here in Clark County. So I do think they have capabilities of, I didn't bring mine. That these motherships and other things can be cloaked. Maybe they can make themselves ginormous. Maybe they can make themselves be small. Why not? Think outside the box, right? I always say think outside the box. And why aren't we thinking outside the box? I think it's good to think that way, because people's minds limit themselves here on this planet. And there are thousands of people. That's why I like these conventions, these esoteric conventions. I'm hoping to be going to one soon, early next year, with my brother, who has turned me on to a lot of these things, and a lot of the podcasters. There are people that own planets, constellations, things. They leave this planet. They go into a deep meditative state and they get off of Earth. And I've asked that numerous times with different people. Have you ever left this planet? And people are like, what are you talking? In your dreams, have you ever left Earth? I don't know how to. Oh my God. Why not? What is keeping you here? Why not just go? Well, how do you do that? Well, be a bird and just fly off the planet. Be a rocket ship, or just with your essence, just go, leave. Well, I don't know what I'm going to see. Well, I bet you what you're going to see is probably 100% is probably what is really out there, because we are all consciously, divinely related to everything, not only here on Earth, but outside the solar system. We're just together, all together. And so what you think is wrong is probably right. Well, I don't know what it looks like behind the moon. Well, there's lots of pictures, so they say, of what the moon is. But I probably, even if you sat up there and you're not an artist, you possibly could draw what's outside or what's on the other side of the moon. It's not a fear. You just don't know how to do it. So I believe once you leave Earth, there's no need for the soul to contact back here. Stop reincarnating here on this planet. Stop it. There are some religions that have you reincarnating all the time. Go through the white light. Go through this. Go through that. Unless you have something that you need to do. If you have to come back and finish what you started, then that's a whole other thing. Oh shoot. My battery is almost gone in this. Hold on. You know, I gotta plug the battery in. Hey, we're keeping it raw here, right? Never said I was perfect when I do these live broadcasts. But if I don't put this in, this is going to shut off, and I don't want that to happen. So, jeez. So when we it's really interesting to me. And I was listening to Fade to Black, Jimmy Church, right? He's had some interesting guests on. And he had some interesting guests on. He had he's been interviewing some interesting people. I love the lady that created the telepathy tapes. She had a lot to say with children that have autism and how when they're in the mommy's womb and they come out before, and this is all babies, before they're taught a language, you are connected to that mother. And they feel like once you learn words, you kind of, it turns into something where in a different way with family. It's like babies just know things before you're talking to them. They're babies. They're not going to be expressing words to you when they're days old or weeks old or months old. It's only when they start in their brain start knowing that you're the mom, you're the dad, and family and animals, and then they start verbally mimicking you, right? And the language of the words start coming out. It's really interesting. So if you guys have ever seen the telepathy tapes, I'm thinking that she's probably going to be adding more to her podcast, which is interesting. Yeah, 3IAtlas. So much has been going on about that interstellar object, right? But let me see. Anything else? So a few of my some people that I follow have been hitting up conferences and conventions here in the United States, and there's people that are crossing the pond going over there to London. And so it's interesting that people are kind of focusing on enhancing their knowledge with other people. I mean, it's just type of a group thing, just getting together and listening to different presenters, maybe even some that have written books, have been on TV. And, it's kind of nice to be around like-minded people, right? I know for myself that things dealing with phenomenon, with things that can't be explained, and other things that, ghosts. Well, I feel like everything is consciousness. I'm thinking I'm here. I'm thinking that, you're in another country and whoever else is here, and we are talking and experiencing things. I feel like the world is still here, right? I'm not outside. I'm just in my consciousness mind that I have, that the sun is out. It's, what time is it? I don't even know. Okay, so it's 1:06 p.m. my time, And there's people experiencing different things in different timelines. Like, what is time? Like, your time might be different than my time. There's so many great uh, channels and scientists that I trust that talks about time and, what is time? Your 5 minutes will be different than my 5 minutes. My 5 minutes may seem like it went by fast. Your 5 minutes may seem like it went slow and it's taken forever. It's like watching water boil, right? But I like stuff like that. I'm going to question it all. I may as well have anything else going on. But so we get this whole conscious uh, uh, of what that is. It's like when I talk to my cat Kepri, she's so funny. She loves me and then she hates me, and then she loves me and she hates me. So when she comes to me at night, she's purring and she's kneading on me and she's loving me. In the morning, she's like, I don't know who in the hell you are. Don't try to do too much, because that I don't like all that. And cats are sensitive. I would have a menagerie of somebody's like, you don't like dog. I love all animals. I grew up with all kinds of animals. I would be living on a ranch with horses and birds and dogs and cats and fishes and all that. And so I think that consciously all animals are aware of everything, just like humans are. So yes, I believe the sun knows that it's doing its duty for us here on Earth and other planets. It's our star, and we, our father, the sun. We honor the sun, and it gives us so much. Our seasons, life helps us to grow our food, and amongst other things, getting our vitamin D when we're out there, and then we have the moon. We need the moon. The moon kind of helps with, well, it doesn't it does go with the tides of the oceans and things like that. And because that's why I always say that sometimes Earth, when you feel like you're a little bit off, but this planet is tilted. It's not straight. So we're kind of tilted and we're bobbing up and down in the solar system. We are not like that. We're not standing still. We're bobbing up and down. And it fascinates me because of the different planets in our solar system, how some are like my planet. I'm a Sagittarius, so Sagittarians are related to Jupiter. You can't even land on Jupiter. It's just a big old gas giant planet. And guess what? Jupiter really helps this planet Earth because we absorb a lot of the comets heading straight for us here. It's just a big planet. And it really helps Earth and other planets. It just absorbs a lot of asteroids and things to not hit us. But 3IAtlas, I don't know. I'm not saying 3IAtlas wants to be mean and hit our planet and do something crazy. But I would like, if it drops off some probes, what's keeping anything that we don't understand from dropping off a probe or probes of some kind? I don't think so. So I was on Twitter, or X, excuse me. Hey, I'm old school. I still want to call it Twitter. X is X. And, Inari is, Elon definitely is taking $50 of my money each month for me to be verified. And it's just kind of like, yeah. And so let me see what's trending on X. Now they're talking about Atlas. We don't talk politics here, even though that's the number one trend, is that the White House. So a lot of people don't like Avi Loeb, and we talked about 3IAtlas, and Avi is a great he's an astrophysicist, and he's like really campaigning for us to really, like, while we can, to really study this interstellar object that's in our solar system. We really need to understand everything that comes into our solar system. And so, even though who knows if it's a mothership, we don't know yet. It's so fun to see. So the Japanese have leaked the 3IAtlas close-up footage. It's like, what the heck is it doing? I don't know what it's doing. I'm not sure what it's doing out there. Is it signaling us? There are people taking advantage of 3IAtlas. They're putting out T-shirts and all of this other stuff, making money off of Big Boy, and so right now there are some interesting pictures. I don't know if they're if I'll have to check and see. No need to even try to think if they're real. It looks like it, but it's just see somebody. It's not we can't see 3IAtlas right now. So anything that has been taken from 3IAtlas, yes, we could see. If it's anything coming out since yesterday or anything like that, it's a lie, because it's behind the sun. We don't know what it looks like right now. It could be morphing into something else, right? So we're just assuming a lot. So that's why I don't even go on all these other posts and everything saying that they know what's going on, because you don't know what's going on. And it's all lies. And it makes me angry because, this is the thing about ChatGPT. A lot of people think that's demonic. I mean, this is where we're moving to, is AI. We're not going to be taking a step back. I want to go back. I want to move forward. Why would I want to be saying ChatGPT is demonic? Oh, and it's because of certain things that people put in, and it's spewing out stuff. Well, it's becoming sentient, just like computers, like your phone and all that. It just knows you. Your phone and your computers, laptops, iPads, all of that. It becomes sentient because you are putting information in it, and what is it doing? It's like, oh, hi, I'm going to show you what you were looking at a minute ago. And that was the problem with the Unabomber, who's dead. I mean, he was bombing all of these scientists because he didn't agree with a lot of things that they were talking about and implementing. And, we're not going to take a step back. 5 years, what's going to happen in 5 years? Can you imagine what's going to happen in 10 years, in 20 years? I'm hoping I'm around in 20 years. I'm sure I will be. It's going to be a different world. It's going to be. It just is. And if you don't want to accept that, I don't know what to tell you. You can go underground and go off the grid, and there are people that do that, but it's still, no matter where you're at, you can't really hide, because it's going to find you. You can't really just dig someplace. All these oligarchs and billionaires that are digging these massive bunkers for their family. And that's all in fine and dandy. But if the world wants to change, if something wants to come down and wipe you out, that bunker, what's that going to do? And people are like, well, I'll be with family. I'll be with my friend. Well, what about people that aren't going to be with anyone? They're by themselves, and they don't read the news. They're not on the computers. There are some things that are going to be coming into play. within the next, I'm saying by next year and the next 5 years, that is going to be a hard pill to swallow. And it's going to be because it's just where it's going. It's just where it's going. It's artificial intelligence. It's, chips and IDs, all these cards that people are putting in their wallets. That's not really what I'm thinking is coming. You're not going to have a wallet. Maybe you'll have glasses. I'm wearing glasses. Maybe a little smartwatch, maybe an earring, maybe something that you wrap on your head, a hat. We're not going to be carrying a freaking purse around. They're going to be implementing things that are going to be hard for people to swallow and accept. And there's going to be people not wanting anything inside of them, on their glasses. What to tell you? I don't know. But I think it's just reality, right? That's just how it is. Nothing stays the same. We're moving in time. This was always meant to be. We're not going to take a step back. We're not going back 10 years, 20 years. Do I want to go back 10 or 20 years? Well, there's some people that I miss. Yeah. But, you move forward in your life and you just, I think of it as when I'm here by myself, my house, my cat Kepri, and I'm sitting in my big overstuffed chair or on the sofa, and I think about stuff like that. I think about the world. I think about the noise that is scaring a lot of people, and I just don't want to think that the noise is evil. And I just want to have a really good karma in my life and have the support of people that love me. And I think that's what's important, is to know that there are people out there that truly love you. And I think that's important. And there are people that I truly care about that I've never met. You know who you are. And so, we just have to take each day as it comes, in which we do. We wake up in the morning. I feel I have a purpose on this planet, because anything can happen in your sleep. I've always said that. And so my purpose was to come on here and to be with a few people. I don't know if because it's a very long video, I don't know if I'll get a lot of views or anything, because it's not a topic that's noisy. 3IAtlas is interesting to me, and it may get, I'm hoping that I will get a few more people. So if you do come across this video and you're into 3IAtlas like I am, and Ghost and other people are on here, yeah, it's fascinating, right? It's just really, really cool. So I'm going to be ending the stream. I'm almost into an hour. Not too much else is going on. I'm going to relax today and enjoy the day. And I'm going to be ending the stream. And Ghost, I'll see you on IG, and you can take it from there. But anyway, thanks, everyone. It's been great. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for my followers and my new followers. You know who you are. And if there's anything you like to discuss or talk about live, and let me know. You can always leave a comment in the chat. And so I appreciate each and every one of you. Like and subscribe, and I will come back. Let's come back. I'm gonna put it in my notes calendar to come back on the 29th, and let's see where 3IAtlas is at that time. I feel like it's going to be, as we know, we just did the cards, something amazing. I'm just putting it out there. So let's hope that it is. All right, guys, I'm going to end this stream. Everyone take good care of themselves, And Ghost, if you're around, I'll see you on IG. Give me about 10 or 15 minutes. If you're not busy, I don't know if you are, but I'm going to end the stream. Take great care of yourselves. Love to all. Be good to others. And let's come back on Wednesday of next week on the 29th. And then let's see. Let's see where we're at then. All right, guys. Take care.